A table is a dataset, organized and stored in rows and columns. A table holds data for like items. For example, students, professor, subjects, books, etc. As you can see in the beginning, entities in a data model generally map to tables when implemented in databases, and attributes of entities maps to columns of the table. Let's start creating a simple table with the least amount of information required. For example, create table my table, call one integer. The statement creates a table with the name my table, having one column with the name, call one that can store data of type integer. This table will accept any integer or null value. As a valid value for call one, you can create a table using command editor within DB2 database management system or using IBM Data Studio tool. This slide shows a snapshot of Data Studio. A null represents an unknown state. For example, a table that stores the course marks of students can allow for null values. This could mean to the teacher that the student did not submit an assignment or did not take an exam. It is different from a marks of 0, where a student did take the exam but failed on all the questions. There are situations when you don't want a null to be allowed. For example, if the country field is required for your application, ensure you prevent null values. As follows, create table my table, name varchar 30, country varchar 20 not null. The statement above indicates that null values are not followed for the country column. However, duplicate values are accepted. When data is inserted into a table, you may want to automatically generate default values for a few columns. For example, when users to your website register to your site, if they leave the profession field empty, the corresponding column in the users table defaults to student. This can be achieved with the following statement. Create table users name char 20 age integer profession varchar 30. With default student. Constraints allow you to define rules for the data in your table. There are different types of constraints. Suggest you to have similar suffixes for constraints, names for easy identification. A unique constraint prevents duplicate values in a table. This is implemented using unique indices and is specified in the create table. The statement using the keyword unique. A null is part of the unique data values domain. A primary key constraint is similar to a unique constraint. However, it includes null as valid data. Primary keys always have an index associated with it. A referential constraint is used to support referential integrity, which allows you to manage relationships between tables. A check constraint ensures the values you enter into a column are within the rules specified in the constraints. The following example shows a table definition with several check constraints and a primary key defined. Create table employee ID integer not null constraint IDPK primary key name varchar9 dep small int constraint dep ck check dep between 10 and 100 and so on for this table. For constraint should be satisfied before any data can be inserted into the table. These constraints are primary key constraint on the column ID. This means that no duplicate values or nulls can be inserted. Check constraint on dep column only allows to insert data if the values are between 10 and 100. Check constraint on job column only allows to insert data if the values are sales, MGR, or clerk. Check constraint on the combination of the hire date and salary only allows to insert data if the hire date is greater than 1986 and the salary is greater than 40500.